This is the phase number 5 about international environments and business operations. I am Arnoldo. I am a person with great leadership strengths, know how to take the best decision for your business, and always I want to find the best results. I work in the area of logistics for Coca-Cola, was Chief of Operations in General Electric, and I am currently the CEO of GM Equipment. My academic credentials involve being graduate from International Commerce at the University of International Business and Economics in Beijing, China. Expertise in international logistics at the University of Northampton. Working for Coca-Cola means for me a high degree of knowledge since part of my job will depend on future relationships that occur between the person or company to which this consulting. I think that the business depends largely on a professional image that you create and how you can sell yourself. Relationships between Mexico and the country. Is it favorable from Mexican company? The factors are favorable for the acceptance and purchase, although in the past the country's economy has been affected by the crisis, but also in recent years, which has led some sustainability issues, unemployment, etc. The good news is that the country remains a point of attraction for foreign investment thanks to trade agreements and geographical location it has, and it is an attractive country that everyone wants to go to sell. In the sales industry, it is the most important country, or if not the most important. It is the country where most of the best known brands around the world want to be positioned and sold in that country. How the political system can help? Wanted to open a business in US, there are no minimum capital requirements, no diligence in vetting of the founders. Is it is not necessary to be a citizen of US, and there are a variety of business models that allows flexibility in the structure and how the company manage in business. Steps to open a business in US. You don't have to be a citizen of US. The only requirement is that you maintain a presence in US, either having a physical location in the state where your company formed, or by appointing a register who receive mail on your behalf agent. The cost of a registered agent is included in the first year to hire him. Each additional year will cost $100 per year. To operate in US and open a bank account, you need an employment identification number (EIN) to register your business with the government. The process can take 3 days or 3 weeks. While you don't need a US address to operate your business, you only need an address in the state where its headquarters is located in order to have and maintain a bank account. An office will serve as your US address where you can receive mail in Florida, and all mail to your local address will be forwarded. How the whole project will play out within the economic system? The US economy is the largest and technologically advanced in the world. According to the CIA, for March 2011, the country gross domestic product is 14.7 trillion, nearly US 5 trillion over China's economy, and the US 280 billion below the GDP of the European Union. Companies in US are more flexible when making decisions to increase their profits compared with advanced capitalist economies of Western Europe. International trade: the United States imports large quantities of agricultural and industrial products as well as energy resources, that is oil, for which domestic production is insufficient to meet the needs of the American population. Canada and Japan are the most important trading partners. They absorb 32% of the total annual US exports, and they are the point of origin of 37% of imports. Other partners are Mexico, Germany, China, Britain, and South Korea. How to use their legal system? Legal structure: the legal system of US is expressed in two fields, state and federal. which adopts the common law jurisprudence norms of this system, is the figure of the role of law precedent. This article offers a theoretical conceptual framework for studying transborder planning on the US-Mexico border from a regime perspective. Three types of regimes are identified: those focus on the management of shared natural resources, others focus on the supply of public goods, and risk management regimes. How do foreign indirect investment work in that country? Foreign direct investment in the US totaled nearly 2.8 trillion through 2013 on an historical cost basis. Foreign direct investment in US is equivalent to about 16.5% of US gross domestic product. Each year foreign firms make new investments in US and other grows their well-established US operations. The country offers a predictable and transparent judicial system, developed infrastructure, and market access world's most lucrative consumer. Therefore, it remains the world's leading economic power, the first international financial center, and the third most populous country in the world. The currency, how is doing? The exchange rate of the dollar is one of the most consulted financial indicators, independent worldwide the country in which one finds oneself because of the level of globalization that has at present and for the large number. The dollar is used as a reference currency in all the world, and this is a snapshot of the dollar in in August of 2015. And this is the culture in the workplace and how Mexican company will find and how to deal with. The relationships are subordinates are of us and they. They receive training for competition since they are children. They have a short-term commitment to the company and they have no guarantee of a company permanence. You think of wages as a right that is due to increase comfort consumers. Meetings are held to discuss problems in the area where you work. The private offices of executives' poor communication aspect is his own. How to comply with relevant fiscal and or environment regulations. The National Environment Policy Act is the NEPA is the last. This law is not a substantive law under understanding that does not require government. NEPA does not apply in the lender or private citizens. The Environment Protection Agency is EPA is a dependent agency directly to the executive federal agency. Its headquarters in Washington, and the territory was divided into 10 regions that are Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Kansas, Denver, San Francisco, and Seattle. What to expect about local hiring practices? US set a minimum wage since July 2009 fixed the minimum wage is $7.25 per hour, but that must not be what as there are two major exceptions. The federal government itself established situations in which it is allowed to be paid a lower amount the worker. For example, when you are a waiter and when you are a young person under 20 years, during the first 9 hours work in a job minimum wage is $4.25 per hour. These are the free trades that are between Mexico and US. The Free Trade Agreement (FTA) with US, Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Mexico, North American Free Trade Agreement, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Israel, Jordan, Korea, Morocco, Nicaragua, Oman, Panama, Peru, Singapore. The Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, ASEAN, United States. The Trans-Pacific Strategic Economic Partnership, Outgrowth and Opportunity in Africa. And this picture is all the free trade agreements that the United States has. In Europe, in North America and in Africa. Should your Mexican client enter the market, the firm should enter the US market since thanks the international agreements that it has with Mexico. It is very favorable since you will not have many problems when you wanting to enter. What when you should start and what are the costs? They should start collecting primary information first of the country, and they also have to study and recognize all the competition that will be directly have from the start. After receiving the information, you must have a strategic plan in which they are the specifications that have to do. And the costs are the market research, training, established offices, legal things, licensing, and work visas. And to what scale should they enter the national market directly or by internal regional markets? They must go first through a regional market to adapt and starting earning customers. And once since that customers have won some popularity and the company sell more and more, you can grow up. In addition to this, it will represent a low coster and fewer adjustment problems. Among exported licensing, franchising, joint ventures, and wholly owned subsidiaries, which entry mode is their best option? The best way to enter the market through a wholly owned subsidiary, for so it could operate with some freedom and under the rules established in the foreign country. Are there any acquisitions or strategic alliance to be made? Yes, they should have strategic alliance in the operation area of sales. And this is all that I have to tell to tell you about the phase number 5. Thank you.